Hello, and thank you for watching my presentation on my teaching philosophy in art education. My name is Christine Thomas. I am an art teacher and an artist who exhibits in the summer. I grew up in San Antonio, Texas, and went to a Catholic grade school, then on to public high school. I pursued art using my creativity in art class, drafting, yearbook, school newspaper, and jobs in the printing and sign industry. I earned a Bachelor's of Fine Arts from Texas Tech University, majoring in design communication and a minor in illustration. After being married and having children, I began teaching art at a Catholic school in Laguna Beach 17 years ago. There's a long history and research that has been done on what the purpose of education is: intellectual purpose, political, economical, and social purpose. But speaking from the heart, I believe that the purpose of education is to bring children up into loving and supportive environments so they can gain the knowledge and the tools that they need to live the best life that they can on planet Earth. And no matter what language you speak, your ability level you obtain, or the country or neighborhood you're from, each of us as human beings want to learn and create and achieve to make our world a little better. It is my role as a teacher to do right by my fellow neighbor and to be the best teacher with skills to inspire and provide structure to learn. We need to motivate, engage, and believe in our students. Working with the parents and the community are essential. Knowing our content and curriculum, using teaching strategies, and planning, we work together to be effective teachers. The students are born into the role of being a student. They spend the rest of their life learning if we do our job correctly. Students will learn how to learn and learn to communicate in preparation for their future and for the role in the world. They will never forget some experiences, and they will never forget how they felt. I would like to continue to teach art and share my passion. I want to nurture the creativity in my students to continue to create their art long after the learning the elements of the art and the principles of design class are all finished. I want them to experience the joy of seeing art they recognize in the museum. In art, we learn using the California State Standards framework, emphasizing creativity, presenting, responding, and connecting to art. I would like to continue to teach art to students who are kindergarten through 12th grade. I like the little ones because they're so eager to learn everything and have no boundaries with their creativity. I enjoy watching the developmental stages of the brain unfold and how it relates to their art. I love adolescents because their skill level has been improving and they have a lot more dexterity in their fingers. Their projects can be more complex, and I can see their personality in every piece they create. I have never taught high school. However, teaching high school would be great because I can teach the concepts on a deeper level and helping them fine-tune their art skills and challenge them. I'm passionate about being available to the kids and being a positive and encouraging role model to the students. We all learn differently. I was the kid that couldn't memorize the math facts and was grounded until I learned it. I had difficulty memorizing the poem and reciting it for class. I know now that as an adult, I just figured out another way of learning. I can build anything, make lots of things, remember steps and processes, and I feel students learn the best when they have choices of how to learn and processes in place to support them. We only have so much time in the day, and we can make the learning process a positive experience. Based on how adolescents learn, I design my instruction to be hands-on and engaging. At the end of the projects, I like to include a reflection and portfolio presentation. There are many approaches to how you teach art. The curriculum standards emphasize using a framework of creating, presenting, responding, and connecting. These are meant to be used simultaneously while teaching the elements of art and principles of design. I like to incorporate art history and current artists into the projects as inspiration and a way of tying the elements together. I teach new art concepts using many different strategies. The age of the student is important to keep in mind. Classroom management is always key in the art room. There's a test in art? What? Everyone should get an A. I remember hearing that from my students. Assessments in art are the so-called measuring stick to see if you have taught the objective successfully. By measuring the lesson in the beginning, the middle, and the end, you can track the learning of the student. Entry-level assessments are really good to know where the student came from in the very beginning. It could be a preliminary quick draw, questions of the class, a survey, or tell me about what you know of this artist. A formative assessment is integrated into the instruction, and one way to implement a formative assessment is using a rubric for them to write down where they're at every step, what they think about each process, and have clear directions. A summative assessment is the finale. It's an assessment at the end to determine if the student understands the concept. It could be an end project. It could be the artwork on display, your portfolio, the artist statement, or a group presentation. In the art standards, students are to create work, present their work, respond to others' artwork, and connect to others through their work. One way that we implemented this was a master's pageant student art exhibit that was the year's culmination of student art and a live art show recreating famous works of art as living tableaus. This was an incredible experience to have students and community come together to learn to create the costumes, props, and backgrounds to recreate these famous masterpieces. They made connections to artists, art history, music, dance, and theater. I conclude my presentation on my philosophy of teaching, and I leave you with teaching is a calling. As Pablo Picasso once said, every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist as we grow up. The best compliment as a teacher is to have a student come back and tell you that what you did had a positive impact on their life.